We've got the Ford Mustang Convertible
EcoBoost.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good.
This one has an optional exhaust package. We're gonna get into all of that right now. This is the base model. What's under the hood?
A 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a 10-speed automatic transmission, 315 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. The Mustang is a rear-wheel drive model. Now on this particular powertrain, the 2.3-liter EcoBoost, the manual is no longer available. Ford says there was only a 10% uptake.
Oh, but you want a manual? Not to worry, friends. They will sell you the Mustang GT with the V8. It's a 5-liter with a 6-speed manual available with rev matching or a 10-speed automatic transmission. 486 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque.
If you want something more powerful, there's the dark horse with a modified 5-liter V8 with a TREMEC 6-speed manual transmission, 500 horsepower and 418 pound-feet of torque. It has the Gen 3 Magna Ride damping system. We are going to be focusing on the EcoBoost in our video.
You ready to get into the standard features?
Yeah.
Let's get into them.
Ready. The convertible comes standard with a 13.2-inch touchscreen with Sync 4, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 12.4-inch digital instrument cluster, 9-speaker audio system, 6-way power driver's seat with lumbar support, 4-way power passenger seat, leatherette upholstery, heated front seats, push button start, rear parking sensors, and Ford Co-Pilot 360.
So this morning, I pulled out a Hawaiian shirt, and I was going to wear it for this review.
Which you hate Hawaiian shirts.
And then I put it back. You know why, Andrew? Because I'd have to iron it.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like, or steaming it. Because I have one very clear memory of you and I driving around in a Mustang convertible. Where was it?
We were in Hawaii, in Maui, and we rented one. Man, we had fun, didn't we?
We did, and it was red. It wasn't this color, but
No.
it was red. All right, so we're in the latest updated version. By the way, last year, Andrea and I went to the launch of this newly developed Mustang. We drove the GT and a whole bunch of them, so I'll put the link for that video here. Back in the car in our home turf. Are you enjoying it?
I really like it, and I know some people say, that EcoBoost is a turbo 4-cylinder, this needs a V8, and that's coming up in the hot topic. But we gotta say that this is a good powertrain. You've got a 10-speed automatic transmission that shifts smoothly. Am I missing the manual? Yes, I would be that 10% if we happen to buy the EcoBoost.
Yeah, but I'm also enjoying not driving manual and just cruising around in it. Like, I get that too. I get the vibes of roof down, cruising, just enjoying the car because it's bigger than, say, our Miata. It's more of a cruising kind of car. It could be performance oriented. By the way, in our hot topic, we're going to talk about the GT and how much power it has versus this. And it's going to blow your mind how far they've come with these turbocharged 4-cylinders. And having 10 gears keeps the car either in an efficient mode or a sporty mode, depending on what you want to do. But it has a really nice feel to the steering. It's a load of fun.
Look, even if you're driving it in the city, on a twisty road, at the track, this thing is a blast to drive, and you can adjust the steering and the engine response with the 6 drive modes, but also there's a custom mode that you can create 6 individual profiles.
And if you're going to get the GT, get the Magna Ride. It's totally worth it. It changes the car altogether. So the nice thing about Mustang, I always called it the working man's sports car, and that's kind of what it was for years. The prices have definitely gone up. I can remember driving these back in the day, reviewing them when they were 27 grand. Those days are long gone. A GT was 43.
I said that to Zach. Those days are long gone.
It's
the
too bad.
price point of this EcoBoost convertible, especially in Canada, is very good.
They want to move units.
They want to move units, and it's a good vehicle. It provides, that extra space for a sports car.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll say compared to our Miata. I am really enjoying the extra room. And the trunk, I'll show you that a little later as well. It's huge. You can go away. You and I could go on a road trip with this, with a couple of suitcases for sure.
Yeah, and by the way, Zach, this has got independent rear suspension, also launch control. But speaking of that trunk, do you know that you can fit 2 golf bags back there? Because Ford has designed this roof a certain way, but also that independent rear suspension helps a lot.
Okay, Andrea, somebody complained that we talk about the summer sale too much.
No.
We are driving a summer car. This is not on sale, but we have our summer sale. How do you take advantage?
Well, you got to put it in S for subscribe. And if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So don't complain, just subscribe. And don't you worry, the summer sale will be over in just a few short weeks. And I suspect the fall sale will be maybe a Halloween sale. So stick around for that.
Hey, look, I think the summer sale's pretty fun.
It's all free. Okay, so the looks of this thing. Some people don't like the updates they did to it. They think the front of it has a bit of a frumpy look to it.
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks great. Look at Mustang, it doesn't matter really what generation. Those previous models are just so gorgeous. I like the older ones too, but I think that they did a really good job with the design. It's bold, it's a head turner on the road. I don't know if it's this color, but this purpley pink, it gets a lot of looks. And I'm just driving with the roof down and people are like, I love your car.
You know, it never happens to me. I drive the same cars, and no one ever says to me, hey, I love your car.
Oh, man.
You know what? I had a 911 that was a similar color to this.
Yeah.
It was called Arena Red, slightly darker, more of a burgundy, but in the sunlight, it had a kind of a purpley pink tone to it as well. And women would always comment on that car, maybe because it was a 911.
Maybe.
But I think it reminds women especially of like nail polish and lipstick.
Maybe. I don't know what it is. Most of them were guys who said that they love the color.
Women like the color. This is like a perfect nail polish.
Yes, it's a look at me. I've got all the matching outfits because I love this color in particular. I don't know how many guys would buy it. Maybe they would. I also like that bright blue. I think if you're going to go with a Mustang, you really need to go with a bright color.
Or go all black, something like that. People like that too. I hate black cars, but it would be my hardest decision. What color am I going to get?
I'm having a lot of fun driving it this week. I think it's a great model, and I don't mind the EcoBoost at all. We also have the performance exhaust with the quad tailpipes, but I gotta say, on the highest setting, wow, this thing is loud. So if you're going into your quiet neighborhood and you want to turn it down, it might be a good idea for your neighbors.
I was just going to say that we did some drive-bys, so with some of the shots of the car going by with the exhaust on, and you can hear how loud it is. And Andrew was like, well, we do have to respect the neighbors. So we put it in the quiet mode, and you can hear it really baffles the exhaust, so you can go either way.
The Mustang comes standard with LED projector headlamps, LED tail lamps, 18-inch wheels, available 19 and 20-inch wheels, and a tire repair kit. Now there is an available mini spare wheel and tire.
So a couple of things I really like about the changes they made for this latest generation interior. The big one for me was the wrapped center console. It used to be riddled with hard plastic. They've done a vinyl wrap, simple to do, right? And that makes it feel definitely more upscale. And then you get all of the real estate with the big screens, and some people don't like it. I think it's absolutely the right idea.
You know what's interesting? Zach mentioned this yesterday. There's no Ford badging on this model.
Yeah.
It's all Mustang. It's the pony. That's it.
Because I'm filming the outside of the car, and I usually show a Ford, like whatever the logo of the brand is, when we do our, the warranty is, and there's not one Ford badge on this car.
Nope.
And then the other stuff that's quite interesting on this particular one, which I like, is the bronze package. You know me, I don't like black wheels. This sort of color with the bronze wheels and the bronze pony, I think it looks really good.
I'm loving it. And on the dash, they've written Mustang. This comes standard with a 13.2-inch touchscreen, a 12.4-inch digital driver display, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got all that tech you want. Center console storage is okay, but it's a Mustang. And door pockets aren't huge, but you can fit a water bottle in there. Overall, I think it's a good layout, and it's definitely a driver-focused vehicle for sure.
I just love the comfort. I love the space. This is a car that a couple could easily live with. This is a cruising car. You could go away on vacation with this car, and you could actually throw stuff in the back seat, stuff in the trunk. It's a roomy enough car. And actually, the interesting thing is, we've been driving this a little bit hard. We're getting good fuel economy out of this thing, too.
I know, it's not bad for the EcoBoost.
Yeah, you
and
got
also,
10 gears.
Also, Ford makes super comfortable seats. Like, sometimes you get into a sports car and you're like, it's okay. But these are comfortable. You're going to be able to take this out on a long road trip and be super happy.
Andrea and me heading down the coast to California.
Come on.
Let's hook it up, Ford.
Somebody said
there's no Ford on this Mustang.
So somebody said on an Instagram post, is Ruby feeling jealous? And
Yes.
I was like, you know what? I think it's the color. I think Ruby is a little bit jealous because of that color. Insecure.
Available features include a wireless charger, a 12-speaker B&O sound system, satellite radio, driver's seat memory, ventilated front seats, leather trim seats, a heated steering wheel, ambient lighting, remote start, and Ford Copilot 360 Assist.
Another thing I like about this Mustang is that there are lots of different interior color options. I don't know if you remember, Zach, but when we were at the drive event, there was this like gorgeous, almost saddle color.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I think for this color outside, this is the right interior color.
Yeah.
I think black's the right way to go. Now, these seats are interesting because they're power operated fore and aft, but the seat back is actually manual. So you have to push that forward to get into the back seat. Once you're in the back seat, the seats are very comfortable. They're scooped out and they're nice and soft. So once you're in, it's very comfortable. Then you lift the trunk and you have a very deep trunk. You have a ton of space. As I said, we could get by with 2 suitcases, no problem. And underneath the floor, this one has a temporary spare tire, or a kind of a hideaway spare tire. This or the GT, that's coming up in our hot topic. Right now, questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Okay, before we go, we're gonna put the roof up just to show you how quickly that happens. Power operated, no fussing with a manual roof. There is a little bit of a manual twist to it.
Yeah.
And it's right here. You twist the latch.
Plus, you have to put the windows up yourself.
First world problems, Andrea.
That's it. But other than that, it's super quick. Easy peasy.
And we are done. All right, let's get into it. Your questions from Instagram.
Only 40% of buyers opted for the manual with the V8. That's low, lower than I thought. I actually thought that was super high.
A 40% take rate on any car with a manual transmission is like almost unheard of.
I know.
The last of the Golf R and the GTI that were sold, but everybody, it was telegraphed that these were the last years, were up around 50%.
Yeah.
But to have 40% adoption of a manual transmission in the V8 is very high.
And I think before the uptake with the GTI and Golf R, it was 60-40 for automatic. So I was actually shocked that the GT was that high at 40%.
What was the EcoBoost historically? Was it 10%, right?
10% we said off the top, yeah.
Yeah, so 10%. I still think that 10% of a market is still worth doing it. Personally, I think that it's still worth doing it, but you get 6 gears and not 10.
Yeah, love it. And love that it's an automatic. See, not everyone wants a manual, obviously. You know, we picked this question because that's the truth. There are less and less people wanting to drive a manual transmission, especially if it's just a city driver or you're in stop and go traffic all the time.
Well, here's the reality. 90% of the previous model that had the manual available chose not to take that.
Yeah.
And I would suspect that a lot of these cars are shared in the family. You might have an enthusiast driver that would like the manual, and then maybe typically a wife that would say, no, I want an automatic.
Yeah.
And so the wife always wins, right, Andrea?
She has a big say in things, doesn't she?
Hey, if you want to get a question in for a future episode, don't forget to follow along. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes as well. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
I think they screwed up the Mustang with that digital dash. I really like it. I think it looks good, easy to use.
Disagree. I think it's great. This is exactly what people want. This is what they want.
Do you know what's interesting is when we went to the launch of this Mustang, the drive event, Ford actually said, and things have changed since then, that they went all into the screen because that is what their consumers wanted. Now that's changed. People don't want everything in the screen.
I do miss some hotkeys. They don't have a lot of buttons, and a lot of stuff is done in the screen. But listen, people love the big real estate.
They do.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Love that color and the soft top, but Mustangs should have a V8. Their engine sound is like nothing else.
I can clearly remember when I was a kid, when they brought the 5-liter out and the Mustang, it had a revolutionary, jaw-dropping, headline-making 215 horsepower from a V8. This has 100 more horsepower from a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. That's progress, fans. And when you get the automatic transmission, as I said earlier, it's either in the right gear for acceleration or for fuel economy, and we're getting good fuel economy out of it. But if you want almost 500 horsepower, they'll sell it to you.
Oh my gosh, get the V8 then, and get the manual transmission if you're getting the V8. But the EcoBoost is a good powertrain, and what I like about the option is that it's a lower price point. So if somebody wants to get into a Mustang, but they don't want to pay over 60,000 Canadian for the GT model, get the EcoBoost. It's very good.
Okay, so let's get into all the vital stats of Mustang.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing in Canada includes freight, PDI, and fees. The EcoBoost convertible starts at just over $45,000, and the GT Premium convertible is just over $60,500. In the US, the EcoBoost convertible starts at just over $40,000, and the GT Premium convertible just over $56,500.
Here's the fuel economy: 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers city, 7.1 on the highway. That's 22 miles per gallon city, 33 on the highway. We're actually getting the posted fuel economy. The warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. Lightning round: two things we like to see improved.
It's just super fun to drive. Ford's done a great job.
It's comfortable. I like the comfort.
I would just love the manual on the EcoBoost model. I know it was only 10%, but like Zach said, it's 10%.
I'm a bit of a contrary on this one. Andrea thinks there's good value here. These things are getting expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, for a fun car, it's an expensive car.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so, Zach.
All
This
right.
is priced well.
All right, what do you guys think? There it is. It's the 2025 Mustang Convertible.
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.